So over the last few months, I've been seeing the same thing come up again and again whenever people talk about crypto. It usually starts with something simple. Somebody wants to send assets to another wallet or make a swap, nothing unusual, but then something goes wrong somewhere in the process. The transfer sits pending longer than expected, swap ends up costing more than it looked like at first, bridge takes longer than planned, or somebody realizes they need additional tokens just to cover network fees. And after running into enough examples like that, I started paying closer attention to how different wallets handle everyday tasks. Because when you think about it, most people aren't spending their day experimenting with complicated DeFi strategies. Most activity is pretty basic. Send, receive, swap, store assets. That's what the majority of users do most of the time. So when I come across a tool that's trying to simplify those actions, I usually spend some time testing it myself. Anyway, I've been working with wallets, exchanges, and blockchain tools for years now, and one thing I've learned is that the fastest way to understand a product is simply to use it.
So before talking about the technical side, I want to show exactly what the setup process looks like. I press Create Wallet, and it immediately asks me to create a password. Pretty straightforward. This password is used for local access, so I take a moment to create something secure and move on. After that, I click Continue, and now Wallet generated recovery phrase. So whenever I create a new wallet, this is the step where I slow down and pay attention. Because if access to the device is lost, the recovery phrase is what brings the wallet back. So before going any further, I save it somewhere secure. Okay, once that's done, I move to the next step. It asks me to verify several words from the phrase, so I simply select the correct words in the requested positions. This is basically confirming that the backup was saved correctly, and I click Verify. And a few seconds later, my wallet is ready. The whole setup process only takes a couple of minutes. So now let's actually use it. Instead of staying on a fresh wallet, I'm going to switch over to one I've already been using for a while. That gives a much better idea of what everyday usage looks like.
Okay, for this example, I'll send a few assets over to my Trust wallet. So first, I copy my receiving address. Then I switch back here and click Send. Here I choose the correct destination network. I always double check this part. Lots of transfer mistakes happen because the wrong network gets selected. Then I paste my address, enter the amount I want to send, and continue. Okay, now I'm on the confirm page. Before submitting any transaction, I always review the details one more time. Address, network, amount, and right here, I can also see fee information, and in this case, the transaction cost is 0. No additional transfer fee, no gas charge. So I click confirm. My transaction's been submitted, and now I'm just waiting for processing. Good, my balance updated correctly, and the transfer completed without any transaction fee being applied. And okay, after spending enough time around crypto, I've found that most people care less about the mechanics and more about how something feels during everyday use. And that's usually what I focus on during testing. After a few weeks, certain patterns start becoming obvious. You notice whether transfers are easy. You notice whether finding assets takes effort. You notice whether basic actions require extra steps. After using this wallet for a while, I found myself spending less time thinking about the process itself. Assets were easy to move, different networks were available in one place, transfers only took a few clicks, and after enough time using it, the whole thing starts feeling routine, which for everyday crypto activity is probably exactly what most people are looking for.